What only exists because humans are dumb? Story 1. The companies that get you out of timeshares. I remember my parents spent an entire day in Bali sitting through timeshare presentations because they wanted some freebie that was advertised. On a related note, it may be there's another thing that exists because humans are dumb. It may be meat. Story 2. Wearing this costume does not enable you to fly, tag on a Superman Halloween costume. Jerry Seinfeld had this joke. I liked his follow-up. I want you to meet the person dumb enough to think that this might make them fly, yet smart enough to think to check the instructions. He's got a point. Story 3. The word ambulance written in reverse on an ambulance. For those people that don't realize the huge vehicle behind them with the flashing lights and siren is, in fact, an ambulance. Story 4. Let's not get on a tangent about the topic of TV ads for prescription medication, but recently, in the last couple of years, they started adding a sentence in the commercials. Do not take Trivexia if you are allergic to Trivexia. What happened to make that a thing they need to mention now? Why would anyone knowingly continue to put a drug in their body if they knew or realized they were allergic to it? Answer: people are I get that it's said to protect them legally, but it's mind-blowing to me that it needs to be said even to do that. Story 5. Warning on hammers saying this object can cause damage if you strike yourself. Step 1. Hit someone else with a hammer. Step 2. Act outraged, discovering it causes harm without being warned against. Step 3. Sue company to your heart's content. Step 4. Profit. Bonus points if you hit someone you don't like. What evil prank have you pulled off? Two of my friends have never met each other. Before they spoke, I told both of them that the other is a bit deaf. They shouted at each other for a few minutes before they realized that I'm an asshole. I mean, this is the perfect prank. There's a little bit of embarrassment, but mostly just confusion on both of their parts. Also, since you're pranking two people, nobody feels singled out. My mom's laptop wallpaper was a picture of her granddaughter. I copied the picture 100 times and made her wallpaper a slideshow of the same picture over and over again, so the file would change but nothing would change visibly on the monitor. The pictures would change every 10 seconds. On one of the images, I painted a tiny little curly mustache on her, so randomly for 10 seconds my niece would have a mustache. My mom thought she was either losing her mind or had a computer virus, and every time the mustache popped up, it was gone by the next time she tried to show someone. This man shows potential big time. One summer in college, I worked in the registrar's office, registering all the incoming freshmen. A prof who was a mentor to me was teaching freshman seminar and asked me to handpick a class for her. Straight A students, high SATs, whatever, so I did. 15 students, all named Sarah. I wonder if the professor took it in stride after finishing attendance. I suppose you're wondering why I gathered you together here today. I lived in Korea for a bit. When my mom came home to visit, I told my Korean girlfriend it was an American custom to greet older women by touching elbows. I told my mom the same story about Korean customs. It was a thing of beauty. They were not pleased. Simple, elegant, thoughtfully harmless. The perfect prank. I saw a post about switching around mayo and vanilla pudding. Emptied out a mayo jar and cleaned it well, filled it with a few pots worth of vanilla pudding, and took it to uni. Our uni is very lax about eating during the lectures, so I waited until midday when I was sitting in the middle of all my friends and they were all eating their lunch. Cue me taking out the jar of mayo and a spoon, popping the lid, and taking a big old spoonful with a grin. At first, only the closest ones noticed, but after the third spoon, it was like everyone was frozen around me. Pin drop silence. After the fifth spoon, someone faux retched and the spell was broken. The look of sheer terror and disgust was well worth the pain of eating vanilla pudding. I'm a chocolate kind of gal. One of my friends let me know he was going to pull this prank, so I helped him fill a jar with pudding. Then I swapped his jar of mayo pudding with a regular jar of mayo. Come on, man, that's evil. The AM supervisor at my office is a short little man who likes to work from a laptop on a rolling adjustable desk. For over a year, I gradually raised the height of his desk and watched as he went from sitting on a stool to an adjustable tall task chair to standing. Last week, he removed the wheels from the desk to lower the height. He doesn't realize it's adjustable. Now you must lower it all the way, or just lower it back to the original height over the course of another year.